Hey, it's Mike Redden here. I'm going to record, basically going to show you how to get data from the Python agent into the New Relic UI. So let's take a look at what I have. First of all, let's take a look where my Python agent's been installed. Okay, now with the Python agent is shipped in admin script. So if I do a directory listing and pull up, I can see I have an admin script here. And what I want to do is I want to take a quick peek at that admin script. So I'm going to use TextMate to get at the data. And first thing to understand is that this script does come with the Python agent. And what I've done here is I'm going to take data from MySQL extended status, and I'm going to take that and push it back in through the Python agent. So if you're running a MySQL database server, there's this fancy little command you can run that will allow you to pull information directly from MySQL. And as you can see, there's a lot of information available. In this case, we're just going to focus in here on the questions that are being asked. And essentially what I want to do is I want to look at the increment of questions that are being asked or queries being executed against the database, and I want to put that into New Relic. So what I've done is I've created a small function within Python that's going to allow you to run the command, process the data as it comes back, and just look specifically for the questions data. The way we get that information into New Relic is by using the Python agent API, which, if I can find it, exists here. Okay. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to put what's known as a tracer function, so we'll start to see functions that are performing poorly. And right here I'm making a call back to my SQL function that we created on the bottom, or in the bottom of the script here, assigning it to a result. And then what we're doing is we're naming the metric. And the way that New Relic works is we have a tree structure of data. And in this case, I want my SQL data to show up under a section called database/MySQL/questions. And we'll see how that works in just a minute here. So let me go ahead and run the script, and then let's take a look at what our data looks like. So the admin script and we're going to pass in validate-config and the name of the configuration file. Essentially, the configuration file contains all the information about your account and some of the agent settings. And ours is called New Relic INI. Let's go ahead and run this file. Okay, we can see that our questions are being queried. I'm going to run it a couple times just to make sure we get data in, or a few times. Right, so we have data. Let me clear my screen up and let's take a look at New Relic. And my account here is, we can see that we have this Python test agent, which is our agent we're looking at. And we have to have a little patience. It might take a minute to get in. So here we can see our test function, a trace of the test function. Okay, good. Data's coming in. We've also passed in as a custom parameter our questions information from SQL Server, so that's nice. We have that as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like to graph this data. In order to display the data back from a custom metric, you're going to have to create a custom dashboard. And we'll create a new one just for example's sake here. So we'll go ahead and create a new dashboard, and I'll say Python custom example. And we'll create a grid. Add our chart, sure, put a fancy graph in there. And we'll call this questions. And our metric is important, so we said database, MySQL, questions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look exactly for that metric match, okay, showing us that we did find it. And we'll look at the average. We'll look at the average response time just because that's what we want to look at. And we can save and preview. And of course, nothing shows up. Let's save and finish this and see what's going on here. Okay, so now we have our data coming in. As I mouse over, I can start to see my custom metrics pushed in to the dashboard. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully that makes sense. Pulling data from SQL, pushing it in through the Python agent, and creating a custom example.